In lesson 4.3, we're going to be writing equations in point-slope form. Again, guys, make sure you have your formula sheet with you so that way you know all the different equations and formulas that you're going to need to use. So point-slope form is y minus y1. y1 represents 1 point equals m slope times x minus x1. So x1, y1 represents a point. So if you're given a point and you're given the slope of a line, you can write an equation in point-slope form. So example 1, write an equation in point-slope form for a line that passes through 3, negative 2. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead x1, y1 with a slope of 1/4. So 1/4 is my m. And then graph the equation. So first we would have y minus y1, so y minus negative 2 equals m, which is 1/4, times x minus x1, which is 3. So there's your equation. That's pretty much it for point-slope form. And then they want you to graph this equation. Well, you're given a point and you're given the slope. That's really all you need. So what you can do then is 3, negative 2. Find 3, negative 2, and put a point. Now from this point we have the slope. We have to rise 1 and run 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a point there. If you wanted to, you can come down, which is negative, then go left, negative, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's your other point. Using a ruler, draw your line through your points with arrows at the end, and there you have graphed it. So write an equation in point-slope form. There you go. And then what we can do from this is anytime you can always go further because you can simplify this problem by distributing the 1/4 and then eventually subtracting the 2. Also in here, you could leave your answer written like that. That's perfectly fine. However, I would also accept y plus 2 equals 1/4 times x minus 3 because the two negatives do make a positive. So really it doesn't matter, but that's point-slope form. Write and graph an equation in point-slope form. So write an equation in point-slope form for the line that passes through negative 2, 1 with a slope of negative 6. So again, this is my x1, my y1, this is my m. So my point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I have y minus 1 equals negative 6 times x minus a negative 2. Again, if you so choose, you could rewrite this as 6 times x plus 2. That is perfectly fine. Simplifying it. Again, we have a point, we have a slope. So find negative 2, positive 1. There it is. So put a point. And now the slope can be negative 6 over 1. So I'm going to rise negative 6, so negative down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to go to the right 1. And I can go up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But now because I went up, I got to go left to still keep that negative. And then again with a ruler, draw your straight line, and that is how you graph that point. So you have your point slope, and then you have your graph. So in this example, I'm going to show you how then here you have an equation that is written in point slope form. So your point has already been given, and you have your slope. Now we want to transform it into standard form. So again, using your formula sheet, what is standard form? ax plus by equals c. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to distribute the 2/3. So I have y minus 1 equals 2/3 x minus 10/3. So that is what we have there. Now, we can keep going. So I'm going to add 1, add 1. So y equals 2/3 x. And now 1 is the same as 3/3. So if I have negative 10/3 and I have 3/3, then I have negative 7/3 because I want to combine those two together. So I basically added fractions, subtracted fractions, however you want to look at it, but I had to find a common denominator so that I could add 1 to it. So remember, because we don't want to leave it as a mixed number, it needs to stay as an improper fraction, or we don't want it as a mixed number. So now I have to get it into the form ax plus by equals c. Well, first of all, notice that what we did, this now, what we have here, let me choose right here. So this right here is actually slope-intercept form. So there we went from point slope to slope-intercept. Now let's go to standard. And to get to standard, what we want to do is we want to get rid of this 2/3. So minus 2/3 x minus 2/3 x. Sorry about that. So now we have, I don't want that there. So now we have negative 2/3 x plus y equals negative 7/3. Now, normally, ladies and gentlemen, we would be done. However, standard form, ax plus by equals c. A is the thing we need to be concerned about. This coefficient with x, the coefficient with x cannot be negative and cannot be a fraction. So if I'm looking at the coefficient of a, I'm already seeing that it's a negative, and I'm already seeing that it is a fraction. So I need to get rid of the, not necessarily the fraction, all of it. I basically need to get rid of this denominator. Because if I get rid of the denominator, then I would have no fractions. So what can I do to get rid of this denominator? What I can do is this. I can take each of these numbers and multiply it by the common denominator. So I'm looking at all of the numbers here in parentheses, and I put because they're separate. I put them all in parentheses. So this is a denominator of 3. This would have a denominator of 1. This has a denominator of 3. I want to multiply each of these parts by 3. So 3, also, sorry, let me back up a second. Also, if I multiply by 3, I get rid of the denominator. But I also need to get rid of this negative. So could I multiply by negative 3? And I can. So I want to multiply by negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. Because a negative and a negative make a positive. So 3 and 3 cancel out, leaving me with 2x. Now look at the coefficient of x. It is not negative and it is not a fraction. Good to go. Now multiply negative 3 times y, we get minus 3y. Multiply negative 3 times a negative, so a negative times a negative is a positive. 3 goes into 3 once, leaving me with 7. Notice I have no more fractions anymore, and that is, I mean, B could have been a fraction if we really wanted it to. C could have been a fraction if we really wanted it to. It's just this is A. A cannot be a negative number, and it cannot be a fraction. So now I'm looking at this. The coefficient is not negative. It's not a fraction. So I am good, and then I am done. Here is my standard form.